There's gonna be some stuff you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future. But through whatever you see, through all the rain and the pain, you gotta keep your sense of humor.
Police responded to the home in College Hill at about 12:30 this morning. Reports of shots fired. When they arrived, they found a man bleeding to death.
What I mean? You sound dumb as the nastiest I ever got was with you, and I never ate your ass for church.
The same man accused of domestic, presumably a few hours earlier.
Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Cincinnati Police Department responded to reports of a person being shot on Pasadena Avenue at around 12:30 a.m. When officers arrived at the scene, they would find 30-year-old Levonte Hyde suffering from gunshot wounds. Paramedics transported him to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. A 15-year-old was taken into custody and questioned as a person of interest. Later that same day, the Cincinnati Police Homicide Unit would arrest and charge the teen in connection to the fatal shooting. The teen is the son of a woman who filed a police report accusing Levonte of beating her up earlier that same day. The woman told police that Levonte had punched her multiple times in the face while they drove home from the store. Court records show that a warrant was issued Thursday for Levonte's arrest on a misdemeanor domestic charge.
Police responded to the home in College Hill at about 12:30 this morning. Reports of shots fired. When they arrived, they found a man bleeding to death.
Part of a shooting on Pasadena Avenue. Information still being gathered. 3 suspects involved.
The same man accused of domestic, presumably a few hours earlier.
Male detained, one male, I believe juvenile detained.
12:36 a.m. The police scanner traffic provided by the website Rangecast.
So far, just someone screaming help and 3 suspects involved. Looks like we're getting a few calls.
Police respond and within 4 minutes radio back to dispatch.
We got one detained, I believe it's a call. Female here saying that the son is the one that shot her baby down.
A witness says he heard several shots fired.
Exactly what led up to the shooting here on Pasadena Avenue is not public as of now, but there was a police report that was filed this morning involving the man who was shot that could shed some light.
The woman who lives in the home next to where Hyde was found bleeding to death had filed a domestic report, presumably from earlier in the evening. It accused Hyde of hitting her repeatedly in the face with a closed fist. He ended up outside her home where he was shot multiple times and eventually died at the hospital.
8 rounds recovered.
I'll make a note in there. So 8 rounds recovered.
10 rounds actually.
10 bullets allegedly shot from a gun held by a 15-year-old boy after his mother accused the victim of beating her. And now police have arrested the woman's 15-year-old son for shooting him.
Levonte was sitting inside of his car when the boy fired 12 shots at him. The boy's mother, who dialed 911 after witnessing it, has 2 kids with Levonte, but he's not the father of the alleged.
The 15-year-old is charged with murder, accused of killing a man who allegedly beat up his mother. Tonight, that teenager could be tried as an adult.
This teenager is a freshman at Aiken High School, lives with his mother, who was in court for him today. His mom describes this 15-year-old as the oldest of 4 children and the man of the house. The teenager is accused of repeatedly being 30-year-old Levonte Hyde just after midnight, Wednesday into Thursday, along Pasadena Avenue.
A warrant was issued for Hyde on a domestic charge shortly before the shooting. According to court documents, Hyde and the teen's mother were driving home from the store when Hyde called the woman a vulgar name. That's when police say Hyde began to hit the victim in the face several times with a closed fist while driving, and that the victim had visible injuries. Police were called to the 1600 block of Pasadena Avenue about 12:45 Thursday morning and found Hyde shot several times. He died at UC Medical Center.
He had time to find a firearm, open a safe, retrieve that firearm, and waited for the victim to arrive, and ultimately ended up firing 12 shots, where the victim did succumb to his injuries.
There's obviously a relationship between the two, obviously not a good one. And, he alleges that this individual beat his mother. And again, that's something a judge can take into consideration in sentencing.
The teen was referred to by his initials, JR, in court. where the magistrate ruled that it is necessary to place the juvenile defendant in detention or shelter care pending further hearing. Therefore, the court orders that the youth be held and detained at the youth center. Sometimes the court releases teens to their parents' custody, but in this case, the court said the youth's return to the home would be contrary to the youth's best interests and welfare due to the following: serious allegations, safety of the youth, and community.
Police said Levonte has a history of violence. Court records show that Levonte was charged with assault and criminal damaging in July 2017, with the same woman being the alleged victim in that case too. He was convicted in 2018 of the lesser charge in order to stay away from her. But friends and family of the deceased would take to social media, disputing claims of abuse on Levonte's behalf. Those closest to him say that the woman was the abusive one and would often try to provoke Levonte.
Now you getting too disrespectful. Please show me how it works. Get up. Bitch, stop. Bitch, stop. Get up. In your ass, bitch. What I do? What I do? You said dumb as the nastiest I ever got was with you, bitch, and I never ate your ass for such a You a bitch. Call him out, bitch.
My sincere condolences go out to the friends and family. And while the circumstances here are somewhat controversial, it's never easy when there's a loss of life. Now, I wasn't there, nor do I know the relationship between the 15-year-old and his stepfather. But I will say this: if there's truth to what the media has reported, then that 15-year-old stood on business, especially if there's been a history of abuse in that household that teenager witnessed. I mean, it's not my intent to come off insensitive, and I realize that my point of view may not align with his loved ones. But what else could have triggered that 15-year-old boy to do what he did? But y'all let me know your thoughts on this one down below. And if you haven't already and you rocking with the content, subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up, because I got more videos coming. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.
R.I.P. Levonte. Absolutely.
Yikes, you be like, hey yo, what's the price? Yikes, when it come to me, I do nothing twice. Yikes, 223, got you taking